Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Convention Story Time. I know it's been a little while, but I have another one for you. I haven't had any stories, so I reached out in some of my videos and I wrote some people and asked them if they'd want to be in Convention Story Time. And today we have a special guest. It's Royal Lily. Hello.
Hey, I'm
Well,
excited.
welcome to your first Convention Story Time on here. I think didn't you tell you've told some stories on your channel, I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah, I don't think I've really done any that were actual con stories because
oh,
most of
okay.
mine aren't like super long, and I never really thought about putting this one in a video. I thought it'd be better to just kind of save.
Mm.
So,
Okay, well, I literally have no idea what story you're gonna be telling, so just go ahead and whenever you're ready.
okay. Yeah, it's something that like I don't think I even really posted much about on my own personal Facebook at all, let alone anywhere else, but a few things before I start is that I'm not going to be mentioning the name of the convention because I'm going to be talking bad about it, and I
Ooh,
don't want to be known as that person that hates it, even though anybody who lives in Michigan knows that this con is bad. So
okay.
it's a smaller con. I will say that the con staff, like the staff that I talked to, handled the situation at the con very well, which was good because I've heard so many bad stories about things that are similar to this being handled very poorly. But the whole staff in general of this con doesn't know what they're doing. The con is kind of a lost cause in itself. It's falling apart and it nothing's really organized. It's kind of all over the place. And I finally
Oh,
jumped ship trying to help them after this happened.
you're gonna have to tell me what con this is after we stop recording, so I don't
Yeah, well,
accidentally go there.
like the first part, what I'm about to say, you'll probably guess since you follow
Okay.
my other like actual convention videos channel.
Okay.
But it's a con that I did a lot of videos for in the past. It's like quite small. So, but I've done a lot of videos for them. And basically I wanted to try and help the con more and more, and they kind of had me start making like cover photos for them for their Facebook, a little bit of artwork here and there, and I just would do videos at the con. And one year they asked me like, "Hey, do you want to do more with the con? Do you want to help us more?" And I said, "Sure, I'd love to." And they asked me if I wanted to help with the cosplay contest. And I said, yes, I'd love to. I've never been a judge for a cosplay contest before. This will be something new for me to do. And I was really excited.
That's exciting for sure.
And so basically, I met up with like one other person who was kind of like in charge of it, who had done it a few times with them. I drove like 30 to 40 minutes to her place to just like rewrite all the rules and like send it to the person who manages the website, which was another terrible thing. They didn't even have a website that like had their own artwork or was easy to manage. Like everything was out of date, and that was never like really easy to figure out rules and guests on their
That
own website.
that was the con's website?
Yeah, and we had
Uh,
to like submit them new rules because there was misspellings and just outdated cosplay rules for the contest and stuff.
I mean, that's a whole nother thing. Not to like go off from your story, but I just know there's a significant amount of cons that have horrible websites. But
Yeah, they basically just took a template from a website builder and threw in things in terrible places. Because you can use those templates very easily to make easy websites, like simple things, but
right,
you could not find your way around it very easily at all. And there's misspellings and beside the point.
okay,
But it was just a bad website. I haven't been to it, so I have no idea if they've changed it. But after that, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for like the con chair or somebody who was like above me to give me more information on what I was supposed to do next, which I didn't really know what to do since one, I hadn't really been a part of this like cosplay contest before, and two, almost all the work is actually at the con itself.
right.
So I was just kind of waiting. And nobody said anything to me, and any post that was posted was never really directed towards me, besides a few things here and there. But I wasn't in charge. I wasn't like the head person. So I just kind of figured that the person who was in charge, like the person I went to go meet with to rewrite the rules, would be the one talking to the con chair about like prizes and stuff. Because her and I talked about it, and I figured she would relay it back to the con chair.
Okay.
And I just kind of waited, and then less than a week before the con, I was notified that I wasn't a judge. Just out of nowhere. Like, hey, you're not really a judge for this. I was like, okay, then what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
I was really confused. And they're like, okay, well, you're gonna be in charge of the hall cosplay contest.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't even know what that is because I've never entered one. I don't know
Yeah.
the rules. They didn't tell me anything what I was supposed to do until finally I was like, listen, I've never done this. What am I supposed to do? They're just like, oh, well, take pictures of like cosplayers that you think are really nice, and then like we'll have different winners for like each day. I'm like, okay, but how am I supposed to like get their names and stuff? I had to literally bring my own piece of paper and pen and awkwardly tell them that I'm with the con and have them like write down their name and number. And people are just like, I don't know if I want to give you my number. And I'm like, well, I have to be able to contact you if you win because like it's such a small con. Nobody stays for like any announcements. It's
That's
like,
really funny. Hey,
yeah. And it was,
I swear I'm not crazy. Just give me your name and number.
yeah. Like
Oh
one
my
girl was
gosh.
so reluctant to, and I feel so bad because like she won something and she left before I could give it to her. And that's how like crappy this con was. It was ridiculous. But after doing that for I think about I want to say I was there for like 2.5 hours, like that Friday, for the contest. I believe it was Friday. And all of a sudden I have this guy come up to me with like a big camera and he's like, "Are you Danielle?" And I was like, "Yeah, hi, who are you?" And they're like, "Oh, well, I got partnered with you to work on the hallway cosplay contest." I was like, "Okay, well, they didn't tell me anything about that. Hi, nice to meet you." And oh, you know what? This was Saturday. I forgot. I couldn't be there Friday because of work, so I was there Saturday. And because they told me like, "Hey, you're not going to be the judge," so I was like, "Okay, well, I can go into work Friday then."
Right.
So I came in Saturday, and then he was like showing me all the pictures of all the cosplayers and stuff, and showing me like what he got Friday. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then he's like, oh, well, let me grab my laptop. I can show you like much better quality, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, let's go back up to my hotel room. And I was like, okay. And I was like already a little weirded out. But I figured he would go up and grab the laptop, and then we would come back down and take more pictures.
Right.
That wasn't the case. And he was also like staff and new staff people. So I thought, okay, maybe this will be okay. It's whatever. And we go up there, there's nobody else in the room, and I'm like, shit, this is uncomfortable. So he starts showing me all the pictures and stuff, and then I don't even know how he segued into this. I don't remember. I was so confused why he even brought this up, but he just started talking about, like, trying to find a girl to hook up with that weekend, and trying to find, like, just somebody to hook up with, and I'm like, okay. He's like, do you know anybody? Like, do you have any friends here that are, like, willing to do that? And I'm like, no, all my friends are taken.
Oh my god, what a freak.
I know, and I was like, this is so uncomfortable right now. And
That's so creepy.
I know, I was like, I was really uncomfortable. And then he started, like, trying to hit on me. And I kind of, like, made it a point to say, oh, yeah, I have a boyfriend. Like,
Right.
just straight up just say it and start talking about my boyfriend to integrate it into the conversation. And then he asked me like if he was there that weekend and stuff, and I'm like, no, it's a long distance relationship. And he's like, oh, that really sucks because you're the type of person that like you seem like someone that would really need to have sex. And I was like, I was just in utter shock. I'm like, what just came out of your mouth? Like, I've known you for all of like 30-40 minutes and you're talking about this to me. I did not know how to respond. I just kind of said, okay. Okay. And I just I kept looking at my phone and I kept like trying to contact somebody, but I guess I didn't have their like new number and I didn't know that. And I
Oh,
just kind of kept like telling him like, yeah, I'm waiting for my friend to text me. I'm waiting for her to tell me where she is because she's looking for me. Because I was just like trying to say like, hey, somebody's looking for me.
that's really scary. How did you get out of there? Like,
I basically like he just kept getting creepier with his comments, and eventually I was like, "Oh, my friend replied to my text. I gotta go meet her right now. I'm supposed to help her with something." And on my way like out, like as soon as I opened the door, he's like, "Wait, I have a question for you." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Never mind, never mind." And I was like, "Okay." So I started speed walking down the hallway, and thankfully, like the second I got out of that, people walked out of another room, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank God!" It's like a security guy that I've known in the past at other
wow.
cons. He knows me because I always have my camera with me, so he knows who I am. And I like ran towards him and like the group of other people, and we started walking towards the elevator. And I was about to tell him what just happened, but then the guy came out of the hotel room behind us
Of
and like
course.
ran up to us. And we kind of like separated ways once we got out of the elevator downstairs. And I tried to go and continue with my work, and then he started to text me because he asked for my number earlier to keep in contact with each other. And I was like, I should have never fucking did that. Should have never did that. And it was before he got creepy, so it wasn't like I could just say no like on the spot because he was being creepy. It was before he said anything.
Right.
So he texted me and he's like, "Well, what I wanted to ask you was," and basically he just started asking me to cheat on my boyfriend with him that weekend. And I just didn't respond. I just kind of like started freaking out a little bit more. Like the whole time, like the second that he started being creepy, I just started like shaking. I could not control my like nervousness. So I found some friends now that I wasn't like around him, and I started talking to them. I started telling him what was happening, and I showed them like the text messages because he started to say, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to ask you that. I'm sorry, that was really stupid, blah blah blah." And I'm
Oh,
like, I didn't even respond to anything he said. And then finally I went to one of the staff members and I told them what happened. And they're like, "Okay, that's not good. Let me go get someone who's like higher up than me." So I went and talked with people and I showed them the text messages. I got like their number and I screenshotted everything and sent them it. They're like, "Okay, we're going to handle this. We're going to handle this." And I'm like, "Thank you so much," because I was like really worried that like nothing was going to be done.
right.
And then like they said they're going to go like figure out, like tell him, you can't be doing that, whatever. And I think it was maybe about 30 minutes later, I get a text from him again saying, "I can't believe you would tell staff on me. Like, I'm not usually like this," and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you really yelling at me for making me uncomfortable? Like, you're the person that was saying all this stuff to me. And I'm reading it and I'm like, this is so stupid. I swear to God.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Best
And
con ever.
it was like I was already going there for like just a day off to do stuff with friends, and I get this bullshit. And finally like staff comes back to me like later, like a few hours later, I want to say, and they said, "Okay, things have been handled. He was actually here with his mom and he's going home now. Like he's left, he's been kicked out of the con." And it turned out that he actually has like a mental thing.
Mm.
And I'm not going to mention what it was or anything, but I was like, even with that, it still wasn't any excuse because he actually knew what he was doing, like what he was saying in my text messages. Like he knew what he was doing at the same time. And like his mom was there with him to try and keep him in check, but clearly it didn't do anything.
Right.
And then I find out that he was doing the same thing to every other person that he took pictures of, because everybody he took pictures of were girls. And he got down all of their numbers, started texting all of them inappropriate things, and it was just like a shitstorm.
What?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh
And
my gosh.
Yeah, so he was kicked out and he wasn't allowed to come there anymore. And I just, it's weird to me that like he got a press pass for this con as
Right.
a photographer, and then just automatically they threw him into the hall cosplay contest to work on it with me without even knowing anything about him.
Well, that's a small con. I mean,
Yeah, they were just that desperate for people. They didn't really do any background information, like anything about like his photography page or anything like that, if he even had one, because I don't even know. He never told me if he had one or had a name.
oh my gosh. That's
Yeah,
really, really, really creepy.
yeah. And
Guys, oh my god.
what's
Stop.
even what's even worse is that like months later, I randomly get a text saying, "Hey, I like lost like all the contacts I got like from this con. Can you like tell me who you were so I remember who you were?"
Oh
And
yeah,
I
I
was like,
bet you did.
"Hell no." I just didn't respond at all. I just ignored it.
yeah.
But I'm happy that the con staff at the con handled it well and they were able to like escort him out. But other than that, the whole con itself is kind of a disaster. And then the next day on Sunday, I came back and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna announce the winners." Basically, they said, "Oh, some people said there should only be one winner, and some people said there should be one for each day." So then people made me pick one for each day. Almost none of them were even at the con, except for like two people.
Yeah, Sunday.
And yeah, it was a disaster. That was a pretty terrible con. And that's when I decided to jump ship because I'm like, you know what? This whole thing was just a big old nope.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, if you've learned anything from this, it's to not be weird. Don't be a creeper. What is wrong with people? See, the last time I did one of these, convention story time with somebody else. No, no, no. It was a time before that. Was another girl, and she was talking about creepy guys too. I don't understand what's wrong with these people. If you're a guy listening to this right now, just don't ever do anything like that. Why? Like, ah.
I feel like it's just people don't understand social skills
Yeah,
or like how to
probably.
hook up with people. And then when it comes down to that, I feel like they think just because they're in an environment where they feel safe, they can just say whatever and do whatever.
I mean, that's super creepy. That's really not okay. Like,
I know it was bad.
all right,
I'm
guys.
laughing now, but
Well, yeah, I mean, now you have a good story, but at the time, okay.
yeah,
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for coming on Convention Story Time.
of course.
Remember, guys, definitely jump over to her channel and check out the videos she makes. She does awesome cosplay and convention videos and other little things too. Just go check it out and see if it's your thing. And definitely subscribe. There'll be a link in the description. And if there's not, because sometimes I'm bad at that, comment immediately to put the link. But I'm going to try to remember. Okay, definitely. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh my god, there's a train.